When was the first time that you bought into Tesla? Like how long is your investment journey thus far?
Okay, I think if I share this, right, a lot of people will be quite disappointed with my first thesis for investing in Tesla, because I first heard about Tesla from Investing Note. So I was on Investing Note, and then there was this person who he talked about selling options, put options on Tesla and earning a little bit of premium. So I saw his post and I thought, interesting. Then he made the case such that it's like, do you think it's possible for Tesla to drop by half in a span of like maybe 2 weeks? Then most of us will think that not very possible, right? Then he say, okay, so if you don't think it will drop by half, if you sell this put option like about 200 strike price or something like that, then he say you can earn like maybe $400 of premium USD. Then he say, is that a good risk reward? If you think that is, yeah, you make some kopi money, then you can thank me later lah. So I saw that post and thought to myself, okay, it's like it's a very high reward, low risk kind of trade. So I did the trade, and I really got the 400 USD. Then I was quite hooked. I was thinking like, wow, this is easy stuff, man. So I keep doing the sell put option, right?
Yeah.
And then of course Tesla never come down, right? So I keep selling that. Over time I got like very bold like, wow, this is so easy, like why I earn 400? Why not I earn like 1,000?
Yeah.
So I keep moving the strike price higher and higher. So when it was like 440 or something like that, I wrote a put option for 420.
Almost at the money.
Almost, and then I think that you keep going up, it won't come down. So even if it come down, I got the money to pick up. So eventually it did come down. It actually went down to like 380, 370 thereabouts. That was like post split. So I got a sign lah. I was a bit shocked, like, okay, I didn't know that it will drop so fast.
Yeah.
So it was like that was how I got into Tesla, the first 100 shares.
Yeah.
And then after I got in, then I was thinking like, since I have it, I might as well sell the call option, like so-called the wheel strategy. Then while I was waiting for the price to go back up, right, I started reading up about Tesla. Like, because since I hold the share, I think I might as well learn about it. And then I chanced upon Chicken Genius videos. And then the way he share and how the things that he share, really I thought, hey, this makes sense. This company really feels like it's going to change like the whole automotive industry. So after I keep digging deeper and deeper, and then I discovered other YouTube channel like Dave Lee, Stephen Mark Ryan's, blah blah blah. So I got all the news, and then in the end I think I closed out the call option. I closed it out because I thought that I don't want to sell away the Tesla share that I got for 420. And then I think that time was about to go into S&P. So it ran up quite a bit. So I was like, wow, nice. I bought 420, then it dropped to 300 plus, but then after that it skyrocketed to about 600-700, or even 800. I can't remember. But I was feeling very smart about it lah. Like I got in by chance, and then then after that there were a few other stupid things that I did with options, and then I got margin call and everything. So I got forced sold like I think more than half of my Tesla share.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's a very long story lah.
How was the feeling back then? Like, are you really like super shocked and very worried that whether it will crash more, or you are kind of like, it's okay?
Super shocked. I was a little bit scared lah, because I never held such a high beta stock before. Like previously it's all Singapore REITs. You know, Singapore REITs, how long they take to move like 10%? It's like after like 2 years, okay, maybe move 10% up or down. So it's very very slow. But Tesla is super fast. And then so you're asking me how I feel, right? I feel quite scared lah at the start.
Okay.
But because I didn't really put a lot in. I mean, it was 100 shares. If you think about it, 100 shares is what?
40,000?
42,000 USD. So convert to Sing dollars is about 50 over thousand. It's quite a sum, but it's not like I'll be totally like wrecked if the company goes bankrupt. Yeah, so it's like a mid-tier kind of a sum that you feel concerned if it does very badly, but you're not financially disabled lah. To put it simply. So yeah, that was the roller coaster kind of feeling. But now I'm pretty numb already.
What was your like first impression of this company? Is it like something that you get it very fast that okay, wow, this company is really onto something?
I think it took me a very long time because I am not a very FA kind of person. I started off with TA. Like I'm into charts and all that. Then anyway, last time I used to be a stockbroker lah. So I'm very into like TA. I even taught seminars on TA and everything. But over time, right, I realized that the price of the shares follows the business. Like over time, the stock price have no choice but to follow the business fundamental. So I think for me, because I sort of morph into a long-term kind of investor, I realized that maybe because I'm really very bad at market timing. I'm super bad. I mean, you check out my past video, right? I can make a call like, hey, is this the bottom? And then a few weeks later you check back, right? Confirm that it's not the bottom. That's like the first dip, like the dip that keeps dipping. So my timing is really very bad. Like I seldom get the timing right. But I think Tesla so far for me has been very profitable because the longer I hold it, the more I learn about it. I'm still learning actually. Like you see all the Chicken Genius, all that, they actually have very deep insights though. Like Dave Lee and who's that? Rob Mauer.
Tesla Daily.
Their spreadsheets are wow. Those are the bomb, right? You look at it, it's like what? They're actually
very detailed.
They're very very detailed. So if you want to talk about FA, he's the guy. If you want to talk about TA, I don't really think that any of the YouTubers they are very into TA as far as I can tell. At least the big ones are. There are quite a few small ones. They want to talk about TA, like when you catch this and that. But I don't know. From following those channels, I realized that a lot of times people don't catch it. They don't catch the bottom, and neither do they catch the breakout. And because Tesla, the stock price is very erratic. So it's if I have a tip to give all the new Tesla investor, right, it's like don't try to time. Like you will get wrecked by the Tesla stock.
It's about the understanding the long-term projection. You know that where they are heading, and they are confident that they will reach there.
Correct.
And then what we need to do is just like accumulate stocks if we really bullish on the companies, right? But come back to the research that you have done, right? You say you watch all these videos, right? Like what are the key like thesis that you, the moment it just clicked to say, okay, actually this is a stock that I want to own for long term?
Actually, for me, right, if you ask me now, right, I'm just starting to get into the vision of Elon Musk. Like previously you asked me, like when I first started holding Tesla, am I excited about space, Neuralink and all those things? My answer would be like no. Like who cares about space, right? Like I only care like when can I eat my favorite like bak chor mee or whatever, not where to get the best chai fan. So like space to me is like it's so far off. But the longer we follow Elon Musk and the things he talk about, the more you realize that hey, we are just concerned about all the mundane things. Life gets very meaningless. So sometimes I at night when you look up into the sky and then you just wonder, have you watched the Back to Space or something like that from Netflix? Oh, it was a very inspiring show. So I watched that and I immediately went to order the book on Elon Musk, his autobiography. So I'm increasingly getting more and more intrigued by his vision, and I think that a big part of my investment in Tesla has to do with my confidence in the leadership, in Elon's leadership. Like a lot of things he does, people will try to like smear him and slug mud at him and all that. But if you're following him for long enough, you know that there is a reason behind all this madness. It looks like he's like, there's this analyst, Gary Black, right? Yeah, so he's quite a prominent analyst, and I think he manages a fund that buys into Tesla. So he's quite vocal on his projection and everything. Very pragmatic person. I like his analysis, but I think that for majority of analysts like him, right, they don't really buy into the narrative. His vision of the future, like multi-planetary species. He doesn't believe in that. So he said, I'll believe when I see it. So what are they seeing? They are seeing the EV ramp. So for us as investors, I think when we invest, for me, I invest in Tesla because I see the business is like 50% up every year. Like that's the EV business. So to me, that's the base. The base that I can build my conviction on. The next one is FSD, and then you have your energy, and then you have your what's the last one?
Tesla bot.
Tesla bot. So those are the next 3 S curves. So the one that I'm most confident on, the conviction is actually just on the EV, but I am into his other vision as well, and I think that those, when you buy into a stock now, right, those are actually like core options. So if they get realized, you will, the amount of profits that you make is, like in Elon's word, is quite nutty. It's quite nutty. Like when we first started on this EV revolution, right, he talks about it like, oh, we're gonna hit like 500k, then people will think like, yeah, this person's siao and it's not gonna happen. But then after that it happens, and then you see the stock price, right, now it's post split, right, 1k. If it's didn't split, right, is I think how much, like 5k plus. That's the stock price of Tesla. Can you imagine that from the early days, like $60-$70? Now it's like 5,000 plus. People cannot see it, and I think people is still not going to see the next stock split, and then we are still going to go to the insane price target. So so your initial question was, for me, am I inspired? Yes, I the longer I hold it, I think our thinking will just change, and we will begin to see the why is he so excited, and then slowly as our conviction build, so will our position.
So there's a lot of all these short selling, all these people just talk bad about the companies. What do you think, like, why are they doing this to Tesla? It's not like any other companies we are facing this kind of criticism, right? But Tesla is just like so special.
Actually, I have no idea why they still think Tesla is like a good candidate to short. I think that we have to ask Bill Gates. Why is he so insistent on shorting Tesla? I have no idea. Like, if you look at all the metrics, that the whatever earning revenue, profits, gross margin, automotive margin, anything that you can think of, anything, basically beat everyone hands down. So it's not even about like the vision being crazy. It's about like the business itself, the fundamental is so strong. Like how do you still call like there was this analyst, Mark Spiegel or something. He said that Model Y is a vaporware. To be fair to him, that was 2018. Vaporware. Then now you look at Model Y, is the single best selling car ever. Not combustion, not EV car. Like, it's the best selling. Like, so people who cannot see it, they will still refuse to see it. I mean, they can still call like the Tesla bot like vaporware or whatever lah. It still haven't been built yet, but the things that Elon said last time that he will do it, and this model will be the best selling. He did it, and it did become the best selling.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he predicts this thing. No, like how does he know people will like it? How does he know people will want to buy it? Yeah. He just does. So that's Elon for you.
Yeah.
I to answer your question, I have no idea why people are still shorting it. My only explanation is maybe they have too much money.
Yeah, maybe it was like some trades that initiated some time ago. It's just that you're looking for some opportunity just to close it. Maybe be at a much smaller loss, right? Because we don't know when it started, right? Could be some time ago. But
Yeah.
that was quite fun. But come back to shorting, right? Because all these companies, whether for all these, they are not retail investor, right? They are not speculating, right? I think they have some insight with regards to the company, at least some view, let's say, with regards to the valuations, right? That's why they do the shorting, right? And if we look at the traditional metrics, right? For sure, if we look at PE, looks high, right? Let's say just compared to Facebook, right? Okay. Just so much difference, right? Because there are some companies that just keep churning out free cash flow, all this, right? And PE much lower, and Tesla PE is much higher, right? And what's your view with regards to this? Like, should we just get rid of all these metrics and
I don't know leh.
Yeah.
Like if you tell me about Facebook the PE is like what 19 now, and then Tesla based on the most recent earnings, right, is I think about 78. They're about 78. So about 4 times difference. I think the main reason is because Facebook is stagnating, or even the number of user, the growth is negative. But it's not as bad as Netflix lah. I mean, Netflix is like there's only one thing streaming, but Facebook, it has like quite a few things, right? WhatsApp, yes, Instagram and all that. Instagram is still growing, so it kind of mitigate the decline in users for Facebook. Okay, so disclaimer, I'm not really into Facebook. I'm an ex-shareholder, but I have sold it and bought into Tesla. But if you look at Tesla now, right, the profits, the chart, right, is growing exponentially. And I don't think it's going to slow down. So they are supply constrained, not demand constrained. So that is to me, it's like buying into like, what kind of business do you want to buy into? A business that grows like 5 to 10%, or you want to buy into a business that grows like 50 to 80% conservatively. Okay, the 50 to 80 is just the automotive. If any of their other things start to be significant, FSD for example, then the numbers will be out of the park. So I don't know, like for me, the PE is collapsing. Like from few thousand over, it collapsed to now it's like 77. To me, that kind of tells me that the share price is not appreciating at the same rate that their earnings is exploding. So I don't know, like any logical person you ask them, right, would you prefer a company that grows like 60% per annum, or do you prefer a company that grows like 5 to 10%? That's the question. Like most people are like, they I'm gonna get a bit of hate for this. They see the value, as in the PE must be like, wow, this is super cheap, like $4, just like my cai fan. So I want to get this company because I'm very safe. But what they didn't know is the PE ratio is low for a reason, right? Because the growth is going to stop and it's going to grind lower and lower. I don't want to quote companies, but I think there are a lot of companies that fall into that category. They have one type of, they have one trick that allows them to earn from the market. So I think the minimum you should do, right, is to invest in company like a bit more on the safe side would be you can go for Google, you can go for Microsoft, Apple. These have multiple modes. So you can have multiple product lines supporting that earning.
And so multiple really help reduce the risk also, right?
So I think that is at least, if you want to be on the safe side, at least go for those, not the like one type of earnings. Like if the streaming dies, the company dies. Those kind.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Just now you mentioned about FSD, right? I'm not sure whether you're aware there are already companies like autonomous driving companies, right? They are already driving on the road without driver at all. Like you don't need the drivers. Just robot taxi driving around. I think there are companies like AutoX in China, companies like Waymo, all these companies, right? They are already like running. Like the type of future that Elon Musk is talking about is already in reality. It's not like in the future I see who is faster. Someone already reached there. But FSD, I guess it's also because of their approach of mainly using vision, right? So they are a bit like handicapped when it comes to like comparing to all these car autonomous driving technologies. So have you like pay attention to this, and do you have any view?
Me being no expert, because I read up a bit about Waymo and the other autonomous companies, right? I think what they have, right, is level 4 driving, but it has to be geofence. Like the area has to be pre-mapped, like HD map. So it means that if there's any roadworks or any unexpected barrier, car break down, then they put up a sign there, it's not going to be accounted for. So I think that, to me, I think that is a like some of them put it, is a sandbox kind of model. Like, you can say that, we are level 4 autonomous, but that taxi cannot be scaled up at all. It has to be in that region. And the cost associated with building that kind of a taxi, right, I think it's pretty high. Because you have two systems. You have both LiDAR and also the vision cameras. So I think economically is not as scalable, and also like due to the fact that they have to geofence the area that they're operating in. So I still think that unless I see a better model that can replicate our human decision, I think Elon is onto something. But when I buy into Tesla, I don't buy into like for the FSD. I don't buy in just for the FSD. I buy in for the EV. By the time the EV revolution plays out, right, 20 million by 2030, Tesla stock price will not be anywhere near where it is now. It's at least 5 to 10 times, at least. Yeah, so I said that the FSD part is like a core option, and I don't really agree when you say that the race is over. In fact, if we were to look at it from a scaling point of view globally, I think Tesla is way in the lead. Like, they will have millions of cars collecting data, and I don't know, like Waymo has how many data? So it's
the number of cars, they are not as many cars as Tesla for sure.
Yeah, even with all the cash that Google has, they throw cash at it, but you cannot replicate the data that Tesla has. And Tesla's data is going to increase exponentially. So I don't know, like who can actually catch up to Tesla? My prediction, right, I think what's going to happen is Tesla is most likely going to solve it first, then they're going to license that software. They're going to license, and they're going to make money off that. And if you're a legacy automaker, right, you kind of have no choice, because if you want the FSD, who can give it to you?
Okay. Just now we need to take a break because there's this car run by, was very noisy. So now come back to the interview. What's the biggest risk of investing in Tesla?
Okay, first of all, not financial advice. I don't know whether it's a rosy picture or not, but this is what I see. Like the 50% growth is like Tesla did 87% last year. So I say 50%. I'm not sure whether I'm making it more rosy than it seems, but from what I see for the past few years, Tesla has been growing at that pace, that rate of growth. Okay, so back to your question, right? What's the risk? I think the biggest risk for me now is really Elon, the key man risk. I think so lah. Like, because you see, a lot of companies, those companies that have high turnover, right, in their key personnel, the company tends to like not do so well after that. But those with visionary leaders like Elon, right, he's able to juice the most out of these people. Like, so the people that are passionate about it, they are very intelligent people. They gravitate towards him because they see the mission and they feel aligned to the company's mission. So, like, I don't see like the high churn rate as like very detrimental. I see that different people coming in at different stages of the company to support the growth and to achieve the main mission. The main mission is not like, okay, I need to bring all my employees along. Like, if you are like the founding employee, you must stay with me all the way until we reach space. No, it's not. It's basically just whoever that can join in and keep pace with the company, contribute at the meaningful rate, then you stay with us. So it's like, you know those kind of marathon runner, right?
Yep.
They kind of have people to pace them. They are jogging buddies, like different parts, right? Then the buddy will pace them, and then they will follow the buddy. Then after that, of course, the buddy will pongcheck, right? Then the next buddy will come run along. So no one can like buddy and all the way.
Yes.
Cannot. So they are like booster rockets, you know, like at this phase we need this rocket, and so I see that the main risk for Tesla is actually the visionary leadership. So if Elon, like something happens to him, I won't say step down, because step down he will still pull the strings, right? But if let's say something happens to him, he's incapacitated, like what he said, before achieving his mission, right? I think the company will grind along fine, but the growth will be substantially lowered. Like they may not grow at 80%. Probably 40 to 50% is still doable, and probably I see them completing at most the FSD part. Yeah, and I think that will be it. The Optimus bot, yeah, I think without a leader like Elon, probably won't be realized. That's my gut feel.
Okay. Now we switch gear a bit. I just want to talk about your general investment philosophy. What is your current strategy? Do you still doing some TA, or are these like operating on different stocks?
Okay, I'm not really doing TA much. Sometimes I do it like just for fun, like just put some YouTube video doing TA to prove that I'm always wrong. Like, guys, I tell you, I'm like 99% wrong. So if I say this, if you do the opposite and you make money, you know who to thank. Yeah, so yeah, TA not so much. My strategy wise, I think some of you that follow my channel will know that I am also a believer in CPF. So I believe in topping up the CPF, and now I think by this year I will have my full retirement sum in my SA. So that will be like the bonds part of my portfolio. And then of course I keep some cash, and then I also have the REITs portion. Initially I wanted to switch all my REITs into Tesla, but my wife doesn't want. She say like we must still have some stability in the portfolio. So I think okay, that's okay. So I have a barbell approach. I keep some REITs and a little bit of DBS, and I also have the CPF as the bedrock of my portfolio. Then the speculative part is like mostly Tesla and a bit of C Limited.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is my asset allocation, like in terms of investing.
I'm very curious, like how do two of you like manage the financial? Are you two like have the same investment portfolio and then consult each other?
I think the good thing about it is we discuss, and then I tell her my point of view, like what I think is good, and then she'll share with me her concerns. Then she'll also share with me like what are the stocks she thinks that are good. Then she'll ask me for advice. Then I will give her my unbiased opinion, and then we discuss a bit, and then we come to a consensus. Most of the time our investment, right, what we do is we buy in, and then we see how the company is run, then how the stock price performs. So like take for example C, right, is a discussion after which we bought some, and then it went up, and then we see the execution, still very good. So we bought some more. Then after that we realized that, wow, the Fed is going to raise interest. So even though the company is executing very well, the losses are doesn't bode well for the company, and then the stock price crater, right? So I took half off the table. I made a video about it also. I basically made the call. I told my wife that even though the company is still executing well, but in this macro environment, rising interest rate is not going to be good for companies that are loss making. So she after discussion, she agrees and say, can I sell half of it? She said, go ahead. Then that's what I did. So that's why C now is like a pretty small part of the US portfolio. Mainly it's in Tesla, because Tesla, every time I say, hey, buy more. Then she'll like, sure or not. Then after that the stock price go up, then she like, why didn't you buy more? Then I like, noted.
By the way, just now at the start we just start off with Tesla questions, right? I just want to give a shout out to Eric for your your YouTube channels, right? What was your thought when you set up this channel? Like, what was your objective that you try to achieve?
My objective, because I see, wow, the YouTube can make a lot of money. Then I set up, maybe I'll get like 1 million subscribers, then I earn a lot, then I can fire already, right?
Buy more Tesla shares.
Very naive thinking lah. Like I think that I'm going to get like a few million subscribers very easily. But after doing the first few months, then I realized that, oh my god, this is really hard. Like it's so hard to get even like 10 views on my video the first few months. So it's my starting hypothesis is not correct lah. But I do it mainly also because I don't really need the money. It's just for the interest, for fun, and I like to share things. So me and my wife very different, right? I like to share with people. Very friendly, very open. I think starting a YouTube is you probably need to really be very interested in it, like interested in giving value, sharing your views, and connecting with people. And of course the glamour side is that, okay, you become famous and you earn money from ad revenue, and then people like, wow, they kind of like worship you and all that thing. Those, you see the positive side, but the negative side, I feel that like the Chicken Genius saga is very real, and there are people that really can hate you a lot, and then it spill into real life. So I have no doubt that Chicken Genius, he actually felt real anguish. The video, I think, is quite evident. So I'm not going to keep myself that, and I don't want to just present the glamour side. And actually YouTube is like just like any other business or any other hobby or whatever. It has plus, it also has minus. So if let's say you want to do a YouTube channel, why not? Just go for it, try it out. But it's okay if one day you feel that it's not for you. Like Chicken Genius, he has like almost 300k subscribers, and he just think about it like, is this worth my mental health? And he decided that no, it's not. It's not worth the trouble that it brings me. He made a decision to stop it, and I respect him for that. I think so I think at one point we won't be doing YouTube like until we are old lah. But so it's also going to be a seasonal thing for most of us. I think just do what you feel interests you lah. I think that's the whole point of living, right?
Okay, on next time I come to interview you, I'm going to ask you the meaning of life. We save that for other videos. Okay, I think we come to the end of the interview. Thank you for answering all these questions, and I will put Eric's YouTube's link in the description, so remember to check it out. Okay, that's all on this interview. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.